Granby Land Trust's Mary Edwards Mountain property is easily accessed with a parking lot located at 200 Mountain Road, North Granby. This lot is easily large enough for about 4 to 6 vehicles, and there is also a pull-off on the side of the road near the parking lot if it is full. You don't even need to step out of your vehicle to begin to realize the beauty of this property. This property was donated to the Granby Land Trust in the year 2000 by Mary Edwards, one of the Land Trust's greatest supporters and a catalyst for the organization's growth and success. This 200-acre property has been in the Edwards family since 1918, when Mary's mother bought the land from the Phelps family. Mary played a key role in the early growth of the Land Trust, helping to secure its institutional credibility and stability by making the first land donation to the Land Trust, and then following it with this mountain property gift, which was accompanied by a fund Mary established at the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving to help underwrite ongoing maintenance and care of this beautiful place. The Edwards family had enjoyed picnics, hiking, berry and apple picking on the property, and Mary was determined to ensure that this incredible view from this property would remain intact and that the wooded land would remain undeveloped when she made this gift. Thanks to Mary Edwards' vision and generosity, everyone can now enjoy this property, just like Mary and her family once did. On a clear day, the views stretch to Springfield, Massachusetts, with Mount Tom further in the distance. The field just off the parking lot is home to a variety of species, including bluebirds, goldfinch, house wrens, red-winged blackbirds, and sparrows in the summer months. To begin your hike, you can take the short loop through the field to the pond below. This field contains a variety of wildflower species, including goldenrod, Joe Pyeweed, and yarrow. These are important sources of nectar for various pollinators. Continue downhill on the path through the field to reach the pond below. A bench is located to allow for a moment to just enjoy this special place. If you're lucky, you may see swallows, along with other birds and dragonflies flying about, and see and hear frogs amongst the cattails that ring the pond. Leaving the pond to head back to the parking lot, you may notice bright red berries of sumac trees along the trail. These berries provide for an important food source for birds during the fall and winter months. Returning to the parking lot, you begin up the Blue Blaze Trail, which takes you past the kiosk where the trail map and information about the property can be found. The featured trail of this property includes taking the Blue Trail and then cutting over on the Green Trail to get to the Yellow Blaze Trail. Once on the Yellow Blaze Trail, you head downhill toward Ring Brook and follow the brook along the trail. The featured trail then follows the Yellow Trail back uphill, away from the brook to return back to the Blue Trail and to the parking lot. In total, the featured trail is just under 1.6 miles long and features 350 feet in elevation gain. If you're looking for a longer walk, you can add some distance by extending your trek onto the Land Trust's Goddard Preserve, which abuts the Mary Edwards on Donahue Road. Along the Blue Blaze Trail, the old stone foundation of the Willie Phelps farm can be seen just off to the right of the trail, with the old barn foundation off to the left. Heading up the trail a little further will take you to a small clearing with a large apple tree and a flagpole. This flagpole serves as a memorial for former Boy Scout Scoutmaster John Berryman, as this area was and is used by the Boy Scouts for special ceremonies and troop activities. Following the trail along the clearing will take you into the woods and reveal the glacial erratic known as Mary's Rock, one of Mary Edwards' favorite places. This was the rock that Mary was standing on in the photo shown earlier. This area has some amazing views of the Connecticut River Valley during every season. From the boulder, continue on the Blue Trail, which heads downhill into a young hardwood forest. The canopy is dominated by maples and paper birches, and the understory includes a variety of species of trees, including striped and red maple, paper birch and black birch. There are also a variety of ferns and small patches of mountain laurel. The presence of paper birch in the canopy indicates that this is a relatively young forest, as they are a more short-lived tree species and quick to establish. This section of the forest is also the first occurrence of stone walls in the area. These stone walls likely marked the boundaries of pasture lands. This trail takes you through some of the walls to get an up-close view of them. The Blue Trail meets up with the Green Blaze Trail, and from there you would continue to the left, onto the Green Blaze, and through the second stone wall. This section of the forest is still dominated by maples and birches, but now large oaks also join the canopy. You may also notice that some of the paper birches have begun to fall onto the forest floor, and now patches of young hemlock are beginning to take hold in the understory. This section of forest was frequented by mixed flocks of tufted titmice, black-capped chickadee, and nuthatches foraging in the canopy above. A careful eye in the understory may also reveal a family of eastern phoebes huddled up waiting for their next meal. These birds actively nest in the forest and can be seen and heard foraging along with other flycatchers, such as eastern wood peewees. The presence of dead eastern red cedar trees, combined with the lack of cut tree stumps on the forest floor, suggests that this was once an open area, likely used for grazing. The Green Blaze Trail dead ends at the Yellow Trail. Turn right onto the Yellow Blaze to begin downhill towards Ring Brook. In this area you will begin to see another tree species, the smooth-barked beech tree. Many of the beech trees in the area are suffering from a pathogen called beech leaf disease that is characterized by a dark and light striped pattern on the leaves. The cause and origin of this disease is still uncertain. As you continue further down the Yellow Trail, you will begin to notice a change in the forest. There is evidence of previous logging activity, as now old rotting tree stumps litter the forest floor. As you begin to hear the water below, you will also notice that the hemlocks that were small and not very established at the higher elevations are now larger and a dominant tree species. There are also larger oaks, hickories, and tulip poplars now in the canopy. Continue to follow the Yellow Trail towards the sound of flowing water to reach Ring Brook. As you reach the brook, keep left at the bridge to remain on the Yellow Trail. This trail takes you along the rocky banks of Ring Brook, which has a variety of small waterfalls cascading over the large boulders. Many of these large rocks are covered with moss, making this trail especially magical after the morning dew or rain. when the moss and lichen turn a bright green. Various small streams flow off the hills surrounding Ring Brook, creating even more small waterfalls. The wet environment along Ring Brook allows for a great diversity of fungus to grow, adding pops of color to the forest floor. Continue along the brook, taking in the sounds of the rushing water until the trail meets a second bridge. If you look closely at the moss-covered rocks in the spring and summer months, you will likely see a variety of animals, such as this green frog or the Louisiana water thrush, which live along fast-moving rocky streams. You may cross this bridge to head onto the orange, red, and northwest trail loops farther into the preserve. However, the feature trail keeps left on the yellow trail and leads you away from the brook and back uphill. As you proceed up the hill, the forest drops off to your left, revealing a small brook that feeds Ring Brook below. This area allows you to get a peek higher into the forest canopy to reveal species such as the red-bellied woodpecker, nuthatches, black and white warblers, and scarlet tanagers. This area also offers great views into the forest below. Cross over the small brook that flows through the trail and continue uphill. This diverse forest provides habitat for a variety of animals, including some of the smallest, like the red and gray squirrels, all the way up to one of Connecticut's largest mammals, the American black bear, which are regularly seen in this area of the property. You will cross over 2 more small streams, making use of a footbridge and rocks that are placed to allow safe passage. As you cross the second stream, pause to look at the sandy banks to see if there are any signs of animals that came before you. This is also a great spot to stop and look at the views of the ravine below, which carry water down to Ring Brook. As you continue uphill, the forest once again transitions. The canopy becomes dominated by birches and maples, but there are also pockets of large sassafras trees. The yellow trail continues uphill before once again reaching the blue trail, completing the Yellow Blaze loop. Mary's Rock will become once again visible, where you can take in the views before heading back down to the parking lot. As you approach the parking lot, be sure to take a final look into the field. Various birds will likely be moving about, and you may catch a glimpse of a cottontail rabbit foraging on the trail. That will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the natural beauty of the Mary Edwards Mountain property, just as Mary did for so many years. Thank you for your support of the Granby Land Trust, and if you are fortunate to visit this hidden gem in the Western Connecticut Highlands, remember to leave no trace.